Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the SOOP Duel series. We're here in Season 3 with Stork versus Action. Action over in the bottom left, Stork in the center right. Again, a series from sometime in 2024. I'll put the exact date in the description once I figure it out and see exactly when this was cast originally. But this should be a reasonable battle, a reasonable best of 7 between these two players. I actually predicted before we got into this one, probably 4-1 for Action. I don't have a lot of faith in Stork's ability to take on top Zerg players, but maybe he can surprise me a little bit here. Give us a bit of an upset. Action going to be opening with a 12 hatchery right off the bat. Pretty risky. But he knows Stork's propensity to go for a Forge expansion. In fact, Stork is going to go Nexus first, which could give him a little bit of an advantage. Let's see if Action spots this in time. He's about to see... Okay, he's going to drop his spawning pool. If you get in there and see that the Forge just now started, he could cancel and throw down a third hatch. Looks like he's not going to. Not going to be canceling that spawning pool. And so Stork going to have a reasonable advantage in this game. He can even come down. He's going to see the spawning pool timing. Now he can really start to optimize. He can take his gas and his gateway before he even builds a cannon, which gives him a super accelerated Corsair timing. You can see he might even build a cybernetics core as well. He could build the cybernetics core in the natural. He can't get too greedy because Action is sitting here with his overlord over top of everything. If he sees that you're not even going to build the cannon, you can just build 6 lings and suddenly attack you. Stork sees where the third base is and is going to drop that cannon now. Not going to get to the ultimate level of greed, but still accelerating himself into a very good spot. There's the links coming out. They're just going to chase. Just 2 have been made. Oh, 4 actually. Okay, 4 total lings going to be made here to chase down this probe. Wants to get rid of that as soon as possible, but he's already revealed the fact of this layer being on the way. Good information there. Oh, he canceled the layer. Hold on. The layer has been canceled. Trying to throw off Stork. I'm not sure if Stork saw that or not. His receding vision might have picked up on that. I'm not sure. Pulling everything off the gas. He's got ling speed on the way. He's going to make a ton of lings and try to all in. See if he can slip past this natural and get an immediate kill. If the Zealots start coming out and going across the map to harass, there's a good chance he could get this done. But if the Zealots just stay in the wall, it's going to be very hard to break this. Exceedingly hard to break through. So we've already got the lings coming across the map. Speed is on the way. He's going to wait until that speed upgrade is done. Does not want to deal with this incredibly fast Stargate. Double gateway behind that as well. Stork really wanting to put on a bunch of pressure. Still hasn't added the Citadel. He just wants to make a lot of Zealots run by here into this natural. Wasn't able to block that initially. Oh gosh, these Zealots, what are they doing? They've got to get over here and save the cannon. Cannon's going to go down, and now things are getting completely out of control already in here. Dealing this damage. Zealots are going to be fighting in this wall. Probes are going to be helping them out quite a bit, but with the cannon gone, this gateway is not long for this world. It will be taken down here quite soon. A Zealot does pop out, but it's on the wrong side. It's going to get completely surrounded. Diving on top of this cannon, everything falling apart here, and it will be an Action victory to start this series. No way to come back from a situation like this. One Zealot is just not going to cut it. He can flood lings until the end of time. Until every single probe here is dead, and this Zealot will definitely fall. More probes were pulled at the 11th hour. That's not going to do anything, Stork. Time to start planning for game number 2. Had a very good opener here, but didn't respect the possibility of the Ling all in. And really, Action didn't even need to cancel his lair. I guess it was more for the minerals than the gas, but he almost had enough gas regardless there. He's got an extra 99 gas at the end of this game. GG. Stork gets knocked out, excuse me. Action takes game number 1. Game number 2 now is Stork spawning in top right, Action top left. Bit of a disappointment there for Stork. Last game had a great spot. But a little too greedy, not pulling off any probes or having really sufficient defense against a possible Ling run by, even though he had such a great economic position. Wasn't willing to sacrifice the mining time of a couple of probes to try and hold that wall while the Zealots were in production. Bit of a shame, but Action made some good calls there. He completely misdirected Stork. And now going to be opening once again with a very fast hatchery. I believe this was an 11 hatch this time. So 11 hatch, 10 pool. Gives you some pretty quick lings. Quite a bit quicker than the 12 hatchery. Not quite as economically sound, but it's pretty strong nonetheless. Gonna have enough lings out here to deal with this initial zealot. We'll see if those lings are in time to save a drone that Stork will be gunning for. He's gonna bring this probe up here and spot. He went all the way down to bottom right first, and so he's only getting in here just now to start harassing these drones. Usually you'd like to put a few hits on these initially so that the Zealot can get in here and get a couple of 2 taps on these drones, but he's doing his best now to try and follow up that initial damage. You can see the lings are just about to pop out as all this is going on. Some great drone control. Oh my goodness, he's not even gonna get 1 attack off, is he? 1? Oh, he got 1 hit and almost killed a drone, but just not able to do it. Action with perfect drone control there, shutting down that Zealot, getting rid of it here in the mineral line, trying to take his 3rd base, but being denied for the time being. Lings are coming up. Gonna be able to push this away for now. Oh, he's got the moving shot as well. Oh, he messed it up. Just barely messed that up. Does manage to finish that off. He will be able to take his 3rd base back at home. Stork's got the forge here. Is getting a cannon going. Cannot allow any lings to slip by right now. Needs to utilize this wall. As the 3rd Zealot pops out, he can start to fight this back a little bit better. And so Action will back off. No gas just yet. Is a little bit telling. Action maybe looking for even a 4th base or just a 4th hatchery before gas. Sorry there, I just had to cough. Been doing a lot of casting lately. Hope you guys are enjoying these series. And the ASL. There's that 4th hatchery. ASL casting we've been doing lately has been some of the most fun, most rewarding casting I've done in my whole career as a caster. Now, that round of 4 was maybe the best round of 4 ever in the ASL. I don't know if that's it's possible to argue for sure. Action's still not building a gas. Bro, what is Action doing? Hold on. What the heck? 5 hatch? 5 hatch before gas is a bit wild, and then double gas afterwards. I don't know if you can get away with this. Can you get away with this? I guess the Stargate's not done yet. Is he going to be able to save his overlords? Maybe? He's just now getting gas. He's going to have a lot of drones. He's actually supply blocked right now. He should be able to build more drones. He's sitting on 300 minerals. Gonna build a 6 hatchery? No, okay. Hydroden on the way. Does pop out another overlord. Opens up that supply. Hydroden on the way, but Corsair is being built. Will he just barely get the Hydras out in time? It seems like he's gamed this out almost perfectly. And with this many hatches coming online so early, kind of liking Action's spot. He has pushed this all the way to the limit. Will Sunken Colony going down? Or is that going to be a Spore? Wow, he might just make a Spore, guys. 1 Spore to fend off this first Corsair. And just keep droning. No, Sunken Colony here. Hydras are going to pop out in a moment. 2 or 3 Hydras is enough. 2 or 3 Hydras is enough to push back this Corsair. He sees now kind of what's been done here by Action. And he can't really get any damage. Yeah, 3 Hydras will definitely kill that Corsair way too quickly. So we've got Action getting his upgrades going. In those Hydra ups going. Action takes a base in the bottom left-hand corner as well. This is a sneaky build from him. We've got +1 Zealot legs on the way. Might be up to Stork to try and pull Action apart with some sneaky DT plays. Get DTs out on the map and try to hit some of these bases. Try to get down to bottom left, for instance. You know there's not going to be Overlord speed for quite some time, so maybe that's a possibility. Triple cannon here at the natural. It's a little bit scary right now, though. Stork really could lose that gateway. Okay, get out of range. There we go. He is out of range now. We'll have that range upgrade finishing here in a matter of moments. That cannon is about to warp in. And with 3 cannons and this many zealots, I don't think he can get in here. DT is denied in that gateway. Corsairs are going to find the base down in bottom left. Zealots come out with their speed now, and that +1 comes back to kill just that 1 cannon there. Kind of funny. Oh, bit of a mistake from Stork, letting some of these Zealots wander off to the side there into that pack of Hydras, and Action just immediately turns on it. Zealots heading down towards bottom left. They're pretty fast, and so they'll get out ahead of those Hydras, maybe even kill that hatchery. Action just going to hide a drone, hoping that even if the hatchery dies, he might be able to come back and rebuild that. Just going to immediately target this down. Some drones pop out. An Overlord here at the base as well. Trying to do a little bit of drone drilling to prevent this from going down, but it will fall. So let's go ahead and run up onto that high ground. They're completely trapped now. It's a good thing he made an Overlord down here, because a DT would be on the way, and it's going to take a long time for an Overlord to make its way down to bottom right, or bottom left, excuse me. So a very good, smart play from Action to just build an Overlord with one of those few larvae. I'm going to dive now on top of these Corsairs. All right, he's taking quite a bit of damage from the Corsairs, but he's just going to fight. With the overwhelming number of mutas, he will win that, but at the cost of most of that HP. Third base is now up for Stork, and these mutas are going to be a bit of a problem with no Corsairs left over. Uh-oh, the cannons are not done. 1 Corsair making its way out to the front. Does he have the Storm for this? Looks like he's not ready with that Storm. Storm should be done. Not sure why he's not casting it. Okay, there's the Storm. He casts it, but he completely whiffs. Stork's going to be pushed off of this third base. Storms could come up here from the south. There goes the last cannon. You're gonna have to rebuild those. Stork taking a pretty big loss there. Action getting a kind of out of control at this point. Dive in. Pretty decent storm there. Actually dealing quite a bit of damage. Gonna get another good storm to actually finish off some of these mutas. No, only getting a couple of kills. Dragoons are gonna come up now, but 2 Templar go down. Dark Archon on the way for Stork. He realizes he needs a little something more to be able to deal with this mutalist threat. But I don't think mutas are the only thing Action's going to be relying on in this game. I believe he's going to be going into Hive here shortly. From such a position of strength, it just makes sense. Yeah, look at the Evolution Chambers and Queen's Nest on the way. He's going to be making a hard transition into that Hive play. 59 workers on the field now. He's going to be cranking out units here in a moment. True Sauron Zerg style is what we're going to have out of Action shortly. Maelstrom is on the way, but lurkers are popping out everywhere. It's getting set up in these 2 main base locations, just able to kind of bunker down with a bunch of lurkers at both of those spots. Make it impossible for the Protoss to really push into either location, and then he gets 6 spaces. 6 spaces is crazy. You can make so much stuff off of 6 space. Action just preparing for this late game. Can Stork find some sort of timing to get in and break one of these locations? I think it's going to be very hard, but there's a slight bit of weakness in that Action won't have a Nidus. Great Maelstrom is able to get rid of all these mutas. Not super impactful as it usually would be, but you can see pretty good value out of that Dark Archon. Definitely the right choice to make that. It's just, I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Getting rid of all that while Action staking this bottom left and getting into Hive. Yeah, there is that Nidus coming up now, so that was the point of weakness I was mentioning. Before you have the Nidus, it's pretty hard to bring all of your units into one location to defend against this army, but once that Nidus is done, you can easily transfer a bunch of units through and just bring the bulk of his army to wherever the Protoss decides to attack. 4th base here for Stork over in the center right. That'll be a point of contention for sure. I'm 100% certain that Action's going to start sending cracklings that direction here in a moment. Hopefully Stork has enough cannons and a couple of storms to make sure that that doesn't die. Otherwise he will be running out of minerals here pretty darn soon. Pushing in towards this base. Does lose both of his observers immediately there. Losing all of those observers is pretty painful. Very good connections with those Scourge. And it'll completely prevent Stork from breaking through down in this bottom left. There's no way you can break this without an observer. And he's trying to just poke in and see where the lurkers are so that he can spam out some storms, but only getting a few kills. And oh, the observer making its way to the middle of the map almost gets picked off. That was really close. Army making its way to center right. Let's see if Stork has the army to actually deal with that. He's really trying to push the issue here. Okay, he's got 3 cannons and a few zealots. And some reinforcements are on the way. These cannons will not win against this many Hydras, but with the zealot support and some storms, he should be able to keep this Nexus alive. And he's still trying to push in down here. This is kind of risky for Stork. He loses his observer again. And another observer here at the back of the pack. He does have that. Might be able to push through here. He's getting closer and closer to that Nidus. If he can snipe the Nidus, he has a chance. No, Dark Swarm comes out here at the last moment. That's a very important Dark Swarm. First Dark Swarm of the game, just in time to shut down this attack from Stork. Bit of a push over here towards the center right. Storm's coming out. More cannons on the way. Archons are being made. This army retreating back home is going to prevent Action from pushing any further, but this is fine for Action. If he doesn't lose bottom left, then he doesn't need to kill this base in center right. He's still here on 6 bases. If Stork gets 1 more base, it's not that big of a deal. He's sitting on 4. That's still a full 2 base advantage, and it's a more important base in the bottom left, right? That base has way more mineral fields at it. These mineral fields last a lot longer. And so Stork, the base in the center right, will mine out pretty quickly. He's got to get moving here. He's got to make a decision into what he wants to do next. Is he going to continue to try and just shove it down in this bottom left? Or will he try to take bottom right? I think taking bottom right is going to be his only real option. Pushing into this base seems crazy to me. Going to go for a big flag on top of a lot of this Protoss. Yeah, he gets some insane flags, and oh my gosh, Stork is just going to ram it down. Let's see if he can get on top of this Nidus Canal. He's losing a lot of his zealots here underneath the Dark Swarm. They just get annihilated. Another beautiful plague. Oh my god. These are some of the best Zerg plagues. This is some of the best versus Protoss plagues I've seen, man. He softened up that entire army, and now good luck even trying to hold bottom right with this army so badly damaged. You can see Stork is sending a probe down bottom right. He's thinking about trying to get that base online now, but his army has been super softened up. There's the Dark Archon. Not sure if the earlier Dark Archon was killed or if this is the original. But it's great to have in the army at this late game stage. Start to feed back some of these defilers and make it harder to plague every... Not that there's anything even to plague anymore. Most of this stuff is already plagued, but it would be nice to have as a part of the army as Action starts to come out here and take fights in the middle of the map. You can get opportunities to just get rid of those defilers quickly with the feedback. You can see Action just has so much stuff, man. 180 supply. He's going to be maxing out in just a second. Wouldn't be surprised to see him build a Ultralisk Cavern. It's kind of a win more move, but he's just got so much money to work with. The income is insane at 58 workers. I can't believe he's spending all of his money. He's spending every drop of his minerals here. Somehow, with 6 bases and 58 workers, he's managing to macro like an absolute god. Sauron Zerg with drops now, coming down towards bottom right as well. There are quite a few units down here to potentially defend this, but there's a lot of lurkers and a good number of defilers in this as well. You're gonna go ahead, drop out just the defiler and plague all the zealots. Oh god! Special forces defiler there gets in and drops the plague. Now the lurkers and lings can absolutely wipe out those zealots. Pretty good storms here to deal with this drop, and looks like all the overlords and lurkers will eventually be taken out. In the end, it turns into a pretty good trade for Stork overall, but still, Action is monstrous, pushing out along this top side. He actually spends all of the energy on Maelstrom there. Kind of interesting. Archon's here in the mix, trying to fight back all of these lurkers. Dude, this is a pretty brutal trade for Action, but he's just got so much to work with. He just wants to overwhelm here. Not going to stop at all, even with storms raining down on absolutely everything as it pushes forward. He's going to get all the way up to the front here. I think there's anything he can do about the lurkers under this Dark Swarm, and Lings are just going to continue to pour in. Zealots here trying to hold the line as the Lings get under the Dark Swarm. The cannons really can't do anything. Lurkers pushing up closer and closer. Where are the storms? No storms here to actually hold this line, and the main base is being cracked wide open. Stork starting to lose his gateways now. Sending reinforcements up this direction, but it's nowhere near as many forces as what Action is sending his way. He is just pouring up here with lings, lurkers, and defilers, breaking through all of these units. You can see those Archons being slowed right down by the Templar walking in front. Some DTs were made to try and hold the line, but didn't have them in place in time, and Stork just gets completely swallowed up by the overwhelming macro engine of Action. Really well played there. Stork, bottom right. We've got Action over in the top left. He's looking very good in this series. That was a super interesting build that he pulled out in that last game. Opting for 5 hatch before gas. A little bit wild to me here. Oh, gotta change these colors around. I apologize. Stork in the blue now. And we've got Action as purple. So Stork's sending out a very early probe. Is that for what I think it is? Seems like he wants to get a little cheeky here. Is this going to be 9-9 gate? Yes, it is. 9-9 gate is incoming. Early spawning pool from Action. Is likely going to be fully prepared for what's incoming, but will he be able to out-micro Stork? Oh, is he going to spot this? You've got to be kidding me. Oh! Oh. That was so close. Looks like he's going to take his base over at the third immediately. Oh, he's going to spot this. He's going to spot this? No, he doesn't see it. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, that is just crazy, guys. Action's going to bring his drone back to the natural and take his own natural. Looked like he was planning to take the third in case there was a probe already in his main, but he brings it back. Just going to take this natural instead. Taking quite a bit of damage on this initial drone here at the corner. Drone being sent down to that third. Still hasn't spotted this. It's crazy, but it's going completely unscouted. Lings are heading across the map. Has no idea, even as of yet, what's actually happening for Stork. Stork's got a Zealot here heading back towards his home. Gonna have to deal with these Lings coming in to his natural. Double Zealot gonna be sent in now. Actually, triple Zealot just gonna head in towards that natural. We'll see what kind of damage Action can do here in the main base, and whether or not Stork can get some good trading going in that main of Action. Yeah, here it comes now. Action sees it. Is fully aware of what's going on. Did he build a sunken colony back at home? Looks like not. Okay, it's on the way now. That sunken colony is going to be so important. Oh, losing control of the Zealot. But gets a great surround with those probes. Actually, very well done there. Might go to work on this hatchery here. Over at the natural. The sunken colony is really strong in a position like this. He's going to block the ramp now and just work on this hatchery with the one Zealot, it seems. Cannon going up in the main base, but more Lings are making their way down. This is getting kind of confusing. There's Zealots and Lings all over the map right now. Looks like the Zealot in the main base went down. 13 probes left. 2 more Zealots make their way into this main base to defend. They're probably going to want to be sent back out onto the map, though. Actually needs those out on the map. Try and help out. Yeah, with that cannon finishing up in the main, you would really much rather have these Zealots over here helping to protect this pylon or helping to kill this hatchery at the natural. But a couple Zealots are going to pop out just in the nick of time here for Stork. That was a very important moment there. Just barely able to pop out a couple more Zealots. These extra Zealots coming from the main They're not going to be sent to help with this pylon. They're actually going to be sent directly over towards the natural. Is he going to get the kill on that natural? It's getting quite low. Looks like Ling's going to come from both sides, getting up on this ramp in a pretty nice position. The probe is going to be able to help out quite a bit. But eventually, I think he breaks this. No, more Zealots coming up. Oh, dude, Stork might actually have done it. He's killed way too many Lings at this point, and that's so many Zealots. This hatchery is going to fall, and Action is going to be pulled apart. All he needs to do is block the ramp now and send the rest of the Zealots down to the third, and he should be able to clear this up. He should be able to take this win back at home. Just adding on more pylons. He should be getting that gas soon. Just go up into a Corsair. That's the best way to finish. No need to get a second base or anything like that. You don't need to get a Nexus here. Just get a Corsair and then just start killing Overlords, and there's nothing you can do. GG. Action taps out. Stork puts one on the board. All right, we're starting a little bit late here with game number 4. I had to switch around the colors and the names, but we're ready to go now. We've got what appears to be an overpull from Action and a Nexus first out of Stork. So Stork taking a bit of a risk, but it is Radion cross map. Radion, this is the map to try and pull out something like a Nexus first and make it work. He got punished in game number 1 for that Nexus first, although it was looking very powerful. The Ling all in tore him apart. Hopefully he'll fix those holes in his game. Getting away with it a second time is pretty fantastic, and it's even better this time because it's not a 12 hatch out of Action. It's not like he's gone for a really good macro build as well. He's gone for this overpull, and so you know his natural's a bit late, his third's a bit later than a 12 hatch, and Stork doesn't have anything to worry about. He's actually going to take Gateway, then Cannon, then Gas, so not quite as greedy as last time, but still going to allow for a very quick Corsair coming across the map to scout everything. Hydra Den on the way for Action. So Action, he's going to go for a Hydra bust in cross map situation. It's pretty tough to pull off, especially against a Nexus first. He's just going to have so much money to work with. But maybe Stork, you know, he doesn't line everything up perfectly. Maybe he doesn't build extra cannons or whatever. There's a possibility Action could bust this. It's just things are not really lined up well for him the way this game has started, and the map positions are not favoring him, that's for sure. You can see he's adding on a few more drones here, but he's already got Hydra speed on the way. Oh, can he slip by? Oh, dude, he's going to get into the main base. You've got to be... No, wait. Good block here. Very good block from Action. No, he sees the Hydra Den. Huge scout. Sees absolutely everything. Action sees the wall. And Stork can add a couple of cannons here in a moment. Doesn't need to add them right away. He knows that the Hydras are not quite out of the eggs just yet. He's going to go ahead and start to harass here. See what he can see over at this base. One Hydra popping out, giving him some good information that indeed he is going to be making Hydras. It's just how many is Action going to commit to is what he really wants to find out now. Going after this Hydra. Can he actually get it? Oh! He gets the Hydra kill. That's crazy. Action making a bit of a mistake there. Gonna kill his own egg. Kind of interesting. Opening up that spot, but maybe allowing Zealots to come out a little bit easier. Maybe allowing probes to get out a bit quicker. He doesn't have anything on the map to drill probes to, which is a bit of a hindrance to him. It'd be nice to have something to drill to. Of course, they're coming out here. He really wants to get rid of this Overlord. If he kills this Overlord, the threat of the Hydra bust is completely gone. You can just get a DT out and completely shut this down. But he's going to have to build a 4th cannon now. Because of the threat here. Knows that more Hydras could be coming up behind this. Just going to send the Corsair around the map. Go and check. Seeing that there's no drones at the 3rd is actually a very big tell. Running up on top of these cannons. Looks like one cannon's going to go down very quickly. This is a couple of Hydras, but not too bad. More cannons are getting started here. Stork, gotta take this very seriously, man. He's got the Corsair in there, seeing what's what. Seeing how many drones that are actually back at home for action. He's got to know that this is pretty all in. Very serious at the very least. Trying to get an angle on this forge, but he just can't get it. Double upgrades are on the way for Stork right now. He's going to have +1/+1 and speed in just a moment here. And Action has failed to get in here. Yeah, 4 gateways is going to be nasty. It's a very good play against what Action has gone for here. Just the 1 Corsair to scout everything. And then 4 gateways behind this to just make a massive Zealot round to completely overwhelm these Hydras. He's going to go for the 1 cannon. Does run up and get that. Maybe he can go for the forge now. I don't think that's going to work out too well for him. He's going to get like 2 or 3 Hydras on this. And Zealot speed is going to be done here in a moment. As soon as Zealot speed is done, another 4 Zealots come out. He is going to run this Hydra force over. These Hydras are going to get absolutely crushed. I really want to see where we're at with the Zealot speed, because it's got to be nearly complete. Zealot speed. Oh, he's going to lose the +1 armor. Okay, well that's... Wait, what? Okay, left it on 11 HP. He's going to start +2 attack. I think he canceled... I think he canceled the armor upgrade there. I'm going to get a click on one of these Zealots. I'm pretty sure he canceled it. More hatcheries are being made, but Action has to non-stop make Hydras now. There's no way he can drone, and that's the big problem with this build right now, and why Stork has gone for the 4 gateway follow-up. He's going to be able to just put on so much pressure with Zealots. You're not going to be able to make anything except for Hydras now. Zealots can run up into the main base. He's going to make it super difficult for Action to stop this, and the rallies are just going to hit him from every angle. Very well done by Stork. He takes another game and ties up the series. Ooh. Unexpected situation here. That is interesting. All right, we got a real series on our hands. Stork spawning over in the top left-hand corner. Got Action down in the bottom right. Went for a bit of a crazy play there last game, trying to bust cross-map Pantheon with a very early Hydra play. Wasn't controlling his Lings quite enough. Managed to let that probe slip by into the main. Revealed everything. Stork. Good on him for getting in there and finding that information. Action gonna have to clean up his game just a little bit. He wants to pull the wool over Stork's eyes, sending out this probe first. He may be looking to once again opt for a Nexus first. Although without the scouting information, might deem it necessary instead to throw down a forge. Still has some time here to make that decision though. To send that probe out. He's just going to make the forge right on 11. It's pretty quick timing there for that forge. 11 hatchery on the way here for Action. So he absolutely could have gotten away with Nexus first again this game. It would have been pretty smart to just delay the forge a little bit and make it kind of belatedly, but instead he's actually going to start a cannon rush down here. That's interesting. Cannon rush on the way. That's just been spotted now by Action. The second probe is out here on the map. He's going to be able to make that pylon. Oh, wait, he messed up. Okay, never mind. Wait. Okay. Does get over that wall there. And he will be able to start this cannon. Oh, he could trap these drones back here, by the way. Make a pylon to the north and trap the drones. But you can see Action is moving his drone into that position, making sure that the second probe can't get back there. To make that, 3 drones hitting this one cannon. I was going to bring it very low. You can see, has to get the cancel there. Cannon going to finish up. Oh, he can't be losing this probe. Oh, he's going to slip back. He's going to slip back here. Very good stuff. Very nice stuff here for Stork. Can he get another cannon in the front? Get the cannon in the front. Oh, is he going to go for it? He can put the cannon right over here to the right. Not going to do it. Not going to do it at all. The Sunken is just buying this time. He'd probably cancel that. Could have gotten 50 minerals back if he'd canceled, but he doesn't go for the cancel. Oh, this probe is being so annoying. Dude, this probe is doing so much. It's stopping the Lings from getting in here and getting good surface area. Second cannon is going to finish. And this cannon rush is getting really dirty to try and hold now. Very difficult to try and keep this alive. Looks like Action just gonna let it go. Dude, he is in such a rough spot now. Stork with an excellent cannon rush. Gonna be holding on back at home. Cross map situation, so takes a long time for these Lings to come across and actually deal any damage. He's got probes in the wall. He knows all he needs to do is survive. Get those 2 cannons up. He will be 100% fine. 1 cannon is done. Second cannon is done. Oh, this is a nightmare situation for a Zerg player, guys. I think we're going to have Stork go up in this series. Kind of wild, but there is a distinct possibility that that's what we're going to be seeing. Probe out on the map. Going to be caught by these Lings. Might not be able to kill it off immediately, but gonna work on denying that from scouting. He really wants to make sure that the follow-up is not known by Stork. He has a very quick gas now. Probably gonna be taking a layer if I had to. Yes. Layer gonna start. No. Speed on the way. Ling speed. Is he gonna just Ling all in after this? I mean, 2 cannons at the natural, and he can make zealots to defend. I think that's probably not going to work out too well. 1 zealot is actually making its way over towards that 3rd. And so... Oh, can he get the... Yes, he gets the probe there. At least he's got rid of that 1 probe. I'm kind of cheering for Action right now because the position is so devastatingly bad. He's got to find a way to bring this one back. He's going to go all the way around with all of these Lings, try to hide them. Zealot's going to make it in here uncontested. Might be able to deal quite a bit of damage. You can see Action built something and then canceled to get an extra Ling, a pair of Lings out. He's going all the way across the map. Dude, is this going to be a bust here at the front? Action's going to get in here. The Zealots have just been sent out by Stork. He's going across the map to just try and deal damage. The drones are going to be pulled, probably sent to the 3rd. He dives on top of the cannons. Yeah, these cannons are going to go down. Cannons are going to go down super fast. Probes are going to start to fall in a huge number. Dude, oh my gosh. Are you kidding me right now? This counterattack is working out brilliantly for Action. I think Stork can just build a pylon or build a cannon in his main. He's going to build like several cannons in his main, actually. Gotta dive on top of some of these. Can he get some? He does get 1 of them. Diving on top of the Dragoon now. We haven't seen the Zealots for a while. They must be doing a lot of damage in the main base. Going after this Dragoon. Can he actually get it? Dragoon gonna live for now. Probe's gonna be targeted down. He's trying to get rid of that Stargate. He needs to not let this Corsair get out. This Corsair cannot be allowed to get out. It's so close! Oh! No way. The Corsair. Oh my goodness, the Corsair gets out. That might be it. There was a chance that maybe Action could have brought this back with the amount of damage he's done, forcing him onto one base versus two. But with the Corsair, he's going to be supply blocked over and over and over again, time after time. And I think there's a Zealot in the main as well. We haven't got a shot of the Action's main for a very long time. A lot of the action going on this side of the map, but very important that those Zealots have been in there harassing and slowing things down for Action. He's finally getting his drones back to mining here, but he's going to be losing tons of Overlords. He has to make a Hydra Den now and try to get some Hydras out. Not really any choice in the matter. Still going to be able to prevent Zealots from being made over in that natural, which is kind of a big deal. Can he get another drone kill? Oh, another drone kill goes down. That's so frustrating for Action. There's the Hydras that are going to be trying to defend Overlords, but Overlords are going to continue to fall all over the place. Here's a Zealot popping out. Finally getting a Zealot into the field over at this natural. Will be picked off, though, shortly, and he's going to lose the probe as well. Probably going to kill that cannon also, or that pylon as well. Another Zealot pops. Okay, so with the second Zealot, oh my gosh, and Dragoon over here trying to get a kill on a drone. He does get one. This is a wacky game now, guys. A really wacky game. I tell you what, Action has played an excellent game from behind, a scrappy game from behind. It's just, it's so hard from a position like this. Once the Corsair is out, he's lost so many Overlords. He's kind of been forced to just make Hydras and Overlords. He's going to lose another Overlord. He's still supply blocked, guys. He's been supply blocked for so long. And two DTs come out as well. Oh my gosh. These two DTs are so nasty. Of course he doesn't have Overlord speed. Of course. He has been pushed to the absolute brink. Hydra out on the map is going to spot these little blurs moving his direction. He knows what a terrible situation he's in, but trying to bail water out of this sinking ship. It's becoming more and more difficult. Here comes a Corsair now. Going to dive on top of that Overlord. DTs are making their way over here. Two DTs can wreck these four Hydras if he just wants to take the engage straight up. The drones might be able to save things, but it's still going to be very rough. Okay. Is he just going to send these DTs in? I think it's time once the Zealots arrive. Oh my gosh, he's got so many DTs. Oh, those DTs are going to absolutely wreck everything. Got drones transferring right now. It's probably not the right choice. Here comes those DTs going after the Hydras with the Zealots. The DTs are going to be able to break somewhere here. There's really no way to recover this. DT's on the ramp as well, blocking the Hydras from coming to assist. Nice move to finish this game off. Kind of was a Stork victory for a long time there. He was definitely going to win that game. But Action made it a little bit interesting with that counterattack. That's for sure. Thank you again for the 200 gems, Ben Jixer. You're absolutely killing it. Carrying the stream right now. Here we are. Game number 6, guys. Action in a deficit. Don't know if I cast or cursed him or what. Saying he was going to get a 4-1, but he's down in the series. Needs to make a comeback. Deja Vu. Is this going to be his map to start that comeback? We've got some very similar colors on the minimap right now. Might be a little difficult to tell the difference. But I hope you guys will bear with me. I don't have control over the color scheme. Just kind of working with what I've got. And Stork gonna come down here and scout. Won't be able to see his opponent immediately, and so doesn't have full information about what's going on in order to optimize his build just yet. Sending up that probe to top left now. Seems like Action has a pool on the way. Something like an overpool has been started for him. And so, with that overpool build. Stork gonna need his forge here. Nice and early. There's the hatchery coming out for action. Gonna get that without being harassed. This is lining up to be a pretty normal early game. Neither player taking a big advantage so far. Forge first into 9 pool. Pretty comfortable on either side. Looks like Stork at least going to optimize and take the Nexus before making a cannon. But he will get this cannon out before the Zerglings leave their base, no doubt. Plus, Action doesn't know where Stork is at this point. He can kind of assume maybe he's bottom right, but he doesn't know if he's bottom right or top right. So he's going to split these lings and won't have a very good opportunity to try to run by. The cannon is going to be done, I think, in time. Even if it was just a second late. Only 2 lings running up here. Okay, it is 1 second late. Gonna be able to block there, and yeah, see, just 2 lings here. Not gonna be able to run by. Not gonna be worth it to try for that. And so Stork gonna be fine. So we're just going into this series or into this game on kind of an even kilter. I think that favors Action a little bit. Every game that Action has been able to play his game, he hasn't, you know, thrown out a really quick Hydra bust because he felt like he was super far behind with the build order, or, you know, gets cannon rushed, or, you know, has some sort of rush going on with 9 gate, excuse me. Every game where that type of craziness hasn't happened, Action has been able to bring it to a victory. So we'll see if that trend continues, if Action can, in a normal game, just completely outdo Stork. That's kind of the reason why I went for the prediction that I did. The 4-1 prediction was based on that assumption, but we've had a lot of craziness this series so far, and Stork has been coming out on top in those wild and wacky situations. Zell moving around the outside. Going to be spotted by an Overlord in the top right. Not going to be able to slip that one by. Might be able to slip in for the scout, though. This is a nice little scout from Stork. He's done this a couple of times, actually. Managed to just get past into the main base over and over again. And a Zealot making its way over here to the third might be a bit annoying. Forced to pull the drones for a moment. Quite frustrating to lose that mining time, but he will get a big surround on the Zealot here at the back of the mineral patches. Only going to lose 1 or 2 lings. Oh my gosh, he loses 3 lings there. What is going on? Where are the lings going? Another Zealot actually makes its way in. Gonna get here into the main base. That's got 2 kills on 2 of these lings as well. Looks like it will go down, but this is frustrating damage from Action's point of view. Even more Zealots are going to be sent in. And there's not enough lings to deal with this. Okay, more lings are making their way down from the natural, at least. But again, going to go in behind. And now the Corsair is out. Something that pro players do extremely well is always hit their Spyro timing, even with all the Zealot attacking going on. Even when the Zealots are getting in there and hiding behind minerals and being annoying, players like Action seem to be very, very good at always getting that Spyro down in time. That's something that I really struggle with when the Zealots are hitting back and forth between the third and natural and just pulling you this way and that. Oftentimes I'm missing out on that all-important Spire timing, losing too many Overlords and falling further and further behind in the curve of the game. But it seems like here Action's managed to put all those things together. He's got his Spire. He's got his Hydra Den. Looks like he'll be going for 6-hatch Hydra, just based on not having that third gas and having the Hydra Den done this early. No sunken colonies have been made. Almost called it a spine crawler. I haven't played Starcraft 2 in like 10 years, guys. I don't even know. I don't know why I would even think to call it that, but there it is. My brain works in mysterious ways. Start getting in there with the DT. Just gonna be pushed away for now. Nothing to find at this moment. Oh! That's a sick move. A really sick play there by Action. Just hanging out by the main base for a long enough time. Manages to catch a Corsair rallying across the map. That's awesome. Looks like these Hydras are going to sneak around the Corsair. That's interesting. Overlord's being sent out on the map. He's actually going to go for an attack here, guys. This is a little bit wild. Try to hide his Overlords so that the Corsairs can't find them. You can see the Corsairs are heading into the natural. Usually you have to leave a bunch of Hydras back at home to make sure that you don't just die. Or lose all, so you don't just lose all of your Overlords, but he's hiding his Overlords top right. This is a dangerous game. If the DTs get in, oh, the DTs are getting up here. It's scary. He gets this next round of units out, though, and he's just going to try and break the front. This is a very crazy play from Action. A wild bust from him, but it's starting to work. That's way too many cannons now, though, and the Storm is going to be finished here shortly. Sitting here on 35 workers. He can start to drone that up to 45, but he's spent some serious time and resources to make this happen, to make this bust, this pre-storm timing possible. There we go, going up to 38, now 40 workers. Got to spread these out and get them to work. That's a lot of cannons that were made by Stork. Definitely necessary, though, to hold on against this. Wasn't able to get a bunch of Overlord kills as this push is coming across the map. Sometimes you'll bring, like, all your Overlords with you to the front with an attack like this. Can still be kind of risky because the DTs can slip in behind. But it was kind of an interesting play from Action. Just hide the Overlords. If they get spotted, for example, if the Corsairs go and find the Overlords over at that top center and kill every Overlord, Action is basically dead. Like, he's gonna lose 1,000 minerals worth of Overlords and be supply blocked for just a crazy amount of time. You can see he's added up to 47 workers. This is a little bit excessive. It's time to get a 4th base, actually, for Action. Try to get down here. Take this sooner rather than later. Probably down in bottom left. Could be at top center, but that's a little bit more rare. Lurkers are going to be made now. Action going into a late game. This is where he shines. This is where he is going to be able to outplay Stork. Should have that advantage as we get later on and closer towards that hive play. Lurker's going to be set up here at the front. Going to try to contain slightly. Doesn't look like the strongest of containment forces for Action, but it's going to start to build up. It's going to start to grow. Dark Archon going to be made back at home. Maelstrom on the way. Doesn't have that many Corsairs anymore. Where are actually the Corsairs? Did we lose all the Corsairs? There was quite a few before. Did he dive in and just lose every Corsair? I think we might have missed that. Yeah, I don't see Corsairs anymore. Okay, they're actually over the Nexus here. 3. I thought he had quite a few more. But alas, some of those have been killed. Lurkers here right out at the front. Sitting on that high ground. This is how a lot of Deja Vu games go, guys. Deja Vu often devolves into this kind of containment play from Zerg. Gonna have to kill probably one more of these cannons at the front. Just make things flow out onto the Out of the natural, just a little bit easier. Action has a pretty good supply. Look at that 20 supply advantage for Action right now. Kind of crazy what he's been able to do. Even after doing that sort of failed freeze-storm timing. He's going to push up on towards this high ground. That's so much stuff, guys. I don't think that Stork can break out of this. This is so much stuff. Not a lot of storms here. Let's get a pretty good maelstrom there. Alright, just gonna come from behind this. Gonna get a kill on one of these Templar. He does snipe down a Templar pretty well. Trying to dive forward with these lurkers. Dragoons are gonna come up in reinforcement. A lot of the Dragoons are getting killed off, though. Dragoons on the right-hand side going down for the most part. Stork here desperately trying to get out of this containment, but he's being contained on two sides. And his army is looking very small. 15 supply advantage still for Action. He's starting to pump out a lot of lings now, too. Trying to keep Stork on just 2 bases. Not even necessary to saturate that 4th for the time being. Action is going to focus on bringing up as many forces as he can. He might fully surround this Dragoon army and kill it. Yeah, look at this. Too far out. Moving a little bit too far forward there. Not having the Zealots in time to keep all of these Dragoons alive. More Zealots will come up now. But that's a bit too much damage. That's too many Dragoon kills. He's never going to reach that critical mass in order to break out. And here comes a bunch of Zealots from behind now. Some storms go down, but he's only got the one. Losing the Dark Archon there and all of the Templar. This is about all she wrote. All of the observers died as well. Good target fire by Action. Sending in the Scourge as well just to gun those down. Another Templar falls. This is too much. Stork is dead in the water. Not going to ever be able to get off of these 2 bases. And we're going to put another win on the board for Action. There it is, guys. Stork taps out. And Action is victorious. Bringing us to that game 7. And indeed, you're right. Here he is spawning down in the bottom right-hand corner. Action. Fresh off of that victory. Really does seem like he performs the best when things are normal, but this is not a normal map, guys. We're on Monty Hall with Stork in the top left. Not really any way to get a normal game here. Everything's just going to be weird. This map has been around for ages. Since back in the Kespa era. Has brought us some great games. It's brought us some funky, weird games, and I doubt this will be any different. Stork's sending out a very early probe. The way Zerg players tend to play on this map is to go for an early expansion. Get into 3 base really quickly and just go Hydras. Rarely are you going to see like a 2 base tech. Although it is possible. For a map like this, it's just not that likely. Even in versus Terran, most players go for 3 base Hydra. Because it's hard to attack. And very likely that there's going to be some sort of Vulture or Wraith play, something like that. Stork is building this gateway kind of in a weird position. But he's somehow chosen the right spot. He's chosen the right lane. Action is mining out this mineral patch over here. He might actually change his mind if he just saw that probe. He might not mine that out anymore. No, he is going to continue to mine this out. Uh-oh. Not sure if this is going to work out well for him. He's spending a lot of time mining. He's using 4 drones to mine these long distance patches, which is really eating into his economy. What is Stork doing? Is he just gonna mine this? Oh, he's gonna force the drone not to mine. That's funny. Oh, but the drone got on there. Okay, the drone is gonna mine that out, guys. And he has opened up this position. Gonna try and take this hatchery here. A lot of lings have been made. Zealot's gonna have a very hard time right now. Zealot's gonna have a very difficult time holding this. Oh my god. He missed it. All right, he's gonna see it now, but that's pretty annoying. Action sees the gateway. He's gonna turn these Zerglings around. Probe over here on the left is actually going to deny this hatchery for some time. That is also very annoying. Trying to get on top of this Zealot. Probe plus Zealot combo in the main base is pretty nasty. These two lings don't stand much of a chance. Maybe they can gun down the probe? No. Okay, gets the pylon. Oof. Pylon gone here for Stork. That's really not good. Oh, he gets a drone kill, though. Drone kill's pretty big. Action has delayed himself a little bit by mining these long distance patches. Oh my gosh, he gets a second drone. That's crazy. That is a crazy amount of damage right now. And he is slowing down this mining by a lot. You can see a lot of drones not mining. A lot of them trying to fight. Things are going to come in and deal with that. Finally getting rid of that Zealot. He won't have to deal with Zealots for some time. That's for sure. Not going to have to deal with Zealots for a while now. But you can't really attack either. Can't really get in there and deal any damage. Double gateway back at home. And Stork going to start mining up this wall right here. Just going to go double Zealot and just try to put on more pressure, I guess. A bit crazy that he's not even trying to take a Nexus, but doesn't really have any power out on the map, so pretty understandable. This is an awkward situation for the Protoss player. Very awkward. Robo. We're going to see Reaver. Reaver play? All right. No Stargate Reaver. Just going to come out from Stork. He knows that there's no Spire just yet, so he can't just get killed by a quick pair of Scourge. I guess it's going to be... Oh my gosh, this is such a weird build from Stork. We're going to have something like 2-gate Goon Reaver as a follow-up. What a wacky situation, guys. He sees the Goon, and he sees no Corsair yet. He's got to be wondering, like, what exactly is going on right now? Action knows that he probably just built a bunch of Hydras, but he's actually going to go into Spire. And so with the Spire play, if he just makes non-stop mutas, he can absolutely overwhelm the Dragoon production. There's no way you can make enough Dragoons to beat that. If he gets the second gas up and just starts making mass muta, even with the anti-air from the phase disruption shots, these Mutalisk Glaives will eventually take out everything, including the Reaver, including the Shuttle. Shuttle going to be brought out here to drop this. I think he's going to drop it over here, although I would prefer to see him drop that at a island base. Go drop that up top right or something like that. He's going to go pick up this Reaver, and he must have range done as well. Didn't see the Cybernetics Core spinning, but he must have range on these Dragoons. Wait for like 8 Dragoons, something like that, a good critical number, and then go with the Reaver. I don't think this stands much chance of being successful, but you know, if Action was being really greedy, for example, if he got like a third base really quickly and he was trying to drone up, maybe this can do something. I don't see it getting much done. It's a very specialized army, but Action hasn't taken any liberties. Oh, Probe gets in and sees the Spire. That's actually quite important. It's quite impactful. Action kind of supply blocked right now. Gonna make some sunken colonies here to help defend. Comes Stork with 2 Reavers. And this has got to be, yeah, 6, 7 Dragoons. 7 Dragoons kind of scary. This is a lot. That's a lot of Dragoons. Oh, the Scourge. He gets rid of the Scourge. That's pretty big. He's looking for the shuttle. Shuttle's going to head south. Stork, are you paying attention? Does notice those Hydras coming from behind. Don't have many mutas yet. There's the mutas starting to be produced. Gotta make non-stop mutas here and eventually overwhelm this ground army. We're running up here. We're getting range now with the Reavers. Oh, keeps dropping the Reaver a little bit too close. And what is this? The Reaver doesn't want to fire. What the heck? Wait, what is going on? Why does this Reaver not want to attack? That's kind of strange. So hit this gas over here. That's actually kind of impactful. If he kills the gas, then he can't non-stop make mutas. Mutas are gonna go across the map. Just go for a counterattack. We're gonna go in and just try to kill these 2 sunken colonies, 3 sunken colonies now actually. Going after that sunken in the back with the Reavers, that's gonna die very quickly. He loses 3 Dragoons to this. And now actually you can bring back the mutas and just clean everything. So diving in on this, I mean, a lot of this just kind of silly. It just comes down to the Reavers weren't able to fire. If he was able to kill those sunken colonies with the Reavers initially, then he would have had way more Dragoons here to fight. But he just doesn't have any Dragoons now. And GG is called. I'm so curious about that. The Reaver, how come he couldn't hit the sunken colony there? Was that placed intentionally by Action as like a location where you can't hit? I'm so curious why that couldn't fire, guys. I know that there's some rules that the Reavers follow, like they can't fire more than 3 hex grids away, or 3, I can't remember what it's called. Not hex grids, but there's like designated areas on the map that can kind of bug out the AI. Did he forget he was playing Zerg? No, I don't think he forgot, but that was a strange idea from our Protoss player. Stork loses this battle. He loses that prize, and he's gonna go out. I don't even have the words to describe this. I watched a video about this quite a long time ago, about how the Reavers actually do, how they actually function. I wonder if I could find that video. Yeah, this is the video that explains.
That makes Scarabs so weird, we need to acknowledge what they really are. And under the hood, they are just a unit. They aren't actually a projectile, because those don't have collisions and don't perform pathfinding. They are an invincible, very small unit that does not fly, does not float, and has to get around obstacles to hit. This makes them really unwieldy for a multitude of reasons. Reavers can shoot through terrain gaps and can't even really shoot through a pack of units. But what makes things even more confusing is that they have a limitation where they can shoot right here. The Scarab would have to travel through a distance that we could describe as more than 3 pathfinding regions.
Pathfinding regions, that's what it was.
Related to how distance is checked in cases where the Scarab would have to travel through more than 2 regions, because legal Scarab range is checked based on how the river will path between pathfinding region centers, and it just works out in a way where the distance between them is so large when 4 centers are involved that it's almost always too long for the river to think that it can fire. In my pathfinding video, you have seen how much of a mess the pathfinding regions can be. Even on pro maps such as our beloved Fighting Spirit 1.3, there are a few places where a river cannot utilize its theoretical maximum range of around 256 pixels. Admittedly, Fighting Spirit is a very good map in terms of pathfinding. If the case I've mentioned before happens, that is, there are too many regions for the Scarab to travel, the river will instead walk to the closest region that can allow the path to be short enough for the attack to be legal, which is the cause of rivers walking towards whatever they were targeting, like sunken colonies, in a suicidal manner.
So I think this was done intentionally. I think this is done intentionally by Action in that last game. This Monty Hall's been around for so long. He might actually know that the pathfinding regions are such that you can't, from the entrance to that natural, attack the sunken colonies if he places them right at that one spot. Isn't that crazy? This goes so deep, guys. This game is infinitely deep.